Oh, hi. Didn't realize you were there. I was busy having way too much fun. When was the last time you had fun? Did you know that fun is the most powerful state of being? You're never more powerful than when you're having fun because you're focused. There's some science behind this, that other thinking ceases. It's easier to manifest things when things are fun. Fun. Let's talk about fun today. I'm ready to have some fun. Well, I actually have a lot of fun. Here's what my husband says about me, that I make everything fun. I try to make things fun like all the time. I wake him up a different way every day. I try to make a joke about everything. I'm silly. I'm brash. I crack jokes all the time. It would be exhausting for anybody else but my husband. He actually loves it. I always try to do things in a cute way because life is cute if you want it to be cute. In today's episode, we're going to talk about ways you can make life more fun and what to do about those fun killers. Do you know those fun killers, those unfun people who just say, stop having fun. This needs to be serious. No, it doesn't. Shut the fuck up. Life, you came here to have fun on this planet. Shut that shit up. We're sick of that shit. I'm sick of that shit. Get off here with all that fearful, serious noise. Shut the fuck up. I'm over it. So let's get started with today's episode. Are you ready to have fun? Let's go.
He was once a storm in human form, sharp tongue, cold soul, heart worn and torn, living like a ghost who missed his grave till the spirit sang out and called him brave. He got rewired by the great unknown, heard the call like a dial tone to the bone. So pull up a chair, enjoy the glow. This is the Shaman Patrick Show.
Come here. Where's my baby? Come here. Where's my baby? Oh, here he is. Oh, there he is. There's my little baby. Look. Do you like that fun? Okay. Doesn't like to have fun. Right now, I know how to have fun. Cheddar knows how to have fun, but he wants to go outside. But I'm going to tell you. He got into a skunk a couple days ago. He's finally smelling good, but he got into a skunk or something skunky. We thought our house was on fire. It was smelly in here. For those of you that went on our live stream on Saturday, we were like, what's that burning smell? What's that burning smell? I thought it was a space heater, but no, that smell. And then finally, I smelled my cat. And my cat had gotten into a skunk or something dead or something, and it was bad. And so it's gone now, and I can finally pick him up again. But he wants to go outside right now, but I'm not going to let him outside right now. No, so he might bother me throughout this entire video, because what he does is he gets the desk here. There's two monitors here, and he'll get up on the desk and he'll go behind the monitors and come around and just sit here, right off screen, just like he knows where the screen is, and he knows that just to be right there, and he'll just look at me. So if I seem distracted sometimes, or if I'm looking at something, it's because my adorable little cat is just right here looking, but he's not going to go outside right now. And I made that clear with him. Do you understand, young man? Do you understand? Now, I want to get into the presentation of this video, but I'm trying to make it a little bit more fun than some of my other videos. Well, and so I want to tell you, I know how to have fun. And I used to have a career, the burgeoning career of a stand-up comedian. Here he comes. What do you want? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Okay. And I did like a little mini tour of live shows. I played this character named Bo Ratliff, a country gay guy who was getting out of an abusive relationship. I know it sounds horrible, but we're gonna watch the trailer for that live show right now to kick off this episode of fun. Yeah, I got receipts. I did used to perform quite a bit on stage, so let's look at that now.
I Attention Terre Haute, presenting a real homosexual live on stage. Viral internet sensation Bo Ratliff appears at Insert Venue Known Here. There will be stories, costume changes, songs, dancing, and a show-stopping finale that must be seen to be believed. Don't miss your chance to miss Bo Ratliff live on stage. Sponsored by Pit Stop Magazine and Old Spice.
You got that something. What can I do?
And for the, I don't know, maybe 100 people that got to see Bo Ratliff live. Wait, it's probably more than 100. I would say I did shows in Evansville, Nashville, and Chicago, which is a weird mix of cities. Never did do Terre Haute though, but probably a few hundred people. When we did the show at Gorilla Tango, that was, I would say hundreds of people got the chance to see Bo Ratliff live. That's pretty crazy when you think about it. But that was supposed to be my career. Like, I moved to Chicago to study comedy. That was it. I was going to be a comedian. And there were people who were gunning for me. There was even a producer, based out of Nashville. She was a reality show producer, and she wanted me to do a pilot. And she said, we need to get you started. But you know what ruined it all? My alcoholism got in the way of that. And also, I picked up a little meth while I was in Chicago. Actually, I picked up a lot of meth while I was in Chicago. So I'll use my comedian skills often on this. And one of the things I got going on right now is I ordered contacts from Walmart. I get my contacts at Walmart because that's the only thing to do here in town, in these smaller towns where Walmart has pushed out other things, and they're not here yet. They haven't arrived yet, so I'm wearing my glasses. I don't really like how I look in these glasses because it reminds me of the character that I used to play. Bo had glasses, and I can't really see well. I just really can't see well at all. I don't know who I'm fooling. I just have vision problems. I do. I can't see well at all. At least not like I could when I was in my 20s. See, that's my baseline. Like, you know, when you get older, let me tell you people, when you get older, you kind of expect things to be the way they were in your 30s, in your like early 30s. Like, sometimes I'll go look in the mirror and I'll expect to see myself as a 30-year-old. And I am shocked each and every time. I'm like, oh shit. Like, I don't look in the mirror as much as I used to. I don't. Like, I used to put on eye cream and moisturizers and all of this stuff. And when I turned 50, I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I spending so much time? Like, I do still use eye cream and moisturizer and all that kind of stuff, but I used to be overly concerned about my appearance. But for those of you who've seen videos of me drunk and looking a mess, I wasn't concerned about my appearance then, but I used to be rather vain. I used to, like, I don't know, want to look good. I don't know if that's vain or not, but anyway, so the older you get, the more you're just kind of like shocked. Like when the body doesn't work the way that it used to. Or, you know, like in my 30s, maybe I could have stayed up for 4 days in a row. Or gone on traveling and sleeping on people's floors and shit like that. But today I'm like, I like my bed. I love my bed. I want my bed. we'll be in Nashville, and, you know, maybe we could stay over at a friend's house or whatever. And I'm like, I want my bed. I need my bed. I want to get home so I can go into my bed. Like, I'll even go without sleep so that I can sleep in my own bed. So being a stand-up comedian probably wouldn't have been the life for me, because I like my bed. I like my bed. I like my coffee. Like, the older I get, the more I just like the simple things, the small, simple, tiny things, like my Nintendo Switch. I gotta have my Nintendo Switch. I think everybody should own a Nintendo Switch. But see, that's why we can't tell other people how to live, because if we told other people how to live, I would encourage people to be gay. If you're a man, you'll probably have an easier life if you're gay. Unless you're not gay, then you'll have a harder life. But if you're a gay person, you're going to have an easier life if you just were to go ahead and be gay. And of course, I'm talking to the closeted men out there, closeted men and women. Y'all are putting yourselves through hell, being in the closet, and closeted men tend to make life hell for other closeted men or other gay men. It's just hell. Come out. Just be gay. It's easy. Just be gay. You ain't got to pretend to be anything that you're not. Just be gay. I mean, hell, Charlie Sheen tried out being gay. He said he just flipped the menu over. But if slobbing on knobs doesn't appeal to you, then just don't even do it. But it's just life is easier for gay people to be gay. But anyway, I'm having to wear my glasses because those contacts have not arrived yet. And they will arrive today, but I just can't. I can see really good out of my contacts, but without them, I just can't. And what the fuck am I still going on about shit for? Let's get into today's presentation. Fun. The nuclear weapon of being. Let me adjust this. All right. Fun isn't just a vibe. Fun is the most powerful state of being known to humankind. Forget enlightenment. Forget the perfect yoga pose. Forget eating kale by candlelight. Fun will blow them all out of the water. Through fun, literally anything is possible. The only catch, the ego doesn't have the slightest clue what fun actually is. The ego thinks fun is stuffing your face with junk, scrolling until your eyes bleed, or binge watching content while your soul quietly rots in the corner. That's not fun. That's spiritual anesthesia. The ego is such a terrible judge of fun that it doesn't even recognize suffering as suffering. It thinks your misery binge is a good time. But real fun, true fun, that's a completely different beast. That's rocket fuel for your body, brain, and relationships. It's not just pleasure, it's transformation. Isn't it wild that social media can hijack your fun? Like, I used to scroll on Facebook for hours. Like, I don't even know. Like, I would wake up and I would get on Facebook and I don't know what the fuck I was doing on there. I felt like I was possessed. Like, I had to know what was going on with everybody. Like, I had to know these things. And how I got off Facebook was I started dating my husband and I didn't want to tell anybody about it. And I kept it secret. Merrick and I both kept it secret. Like, we didn't tell people about it. And so somebody figured it out. And then we had, like, this was the weirdest thing because I remember having a personal life. But people I was Facebook friends with, they got upset that I didn't tell them that I was dating anybody. And I just didn't think it was anybody's business. It was the first time in my life I kept something to myself. I don't share everything. Like, you guys know certain things about me and my life, but there's some things I don't share with you. You would have no way of knowing those things unless you knew me personally. Even though I might give you the impression that I share it all, I don't. Because I believe in having a personal life. And that's important when you're a spiritual teacher and a shaman as well, or just in general, you're just going to want to have a personal life. Because I know the danger of just letting it all hang out. So keep some things to yourself, keep a lot of things to yourself. And that's why when people come along and they think they know you through what you share online, I'm like, you don't know me. I don't know you. I don't claim to know people based on what they post online, especially not on YouTube videos or content. Can you imagine thinking that you could know somebody based on what they post online? Isn't that wild? But I noticed that Facebook friends, I had to start blocking people on Facebook. It's like That's called a parasocial relationship. They're having a relation. I didn't know that such a thing was possible. So if you don't like, there's no need to share every little thing that's going on with you. I share what's relevant for the lessons, what's relevant for the lessons. And that's it. Like, people don't even know if Eckhart has a brother or not, or a sister. Like, we don't know much about Eckhart's personal life. And you know what? We don't need to know that much. And nobody needs to know. That's one of the tenets of concrete shamanism. You know, nobody needs to know everything about you. They don't. So there's always going to be some missing information when you're dealing with people. But when you start keeping things to yourself, this is interesting. When you stop sharing, people think that you might have some people in your life who think they are entitled to know every little thing about you. And they're not. They're just not. But how did I get off on this tangent? I have no idea. I'm a little unfocused today because I want to go back to playing Silk Song. Because Silk Song is the sequel to Hollow Knight, and it came out last week, and I've been playing fun. So I want to go back to having fun. But you know what? This is fun. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. All right. So the ingredients of true fun, not ego's dollar store knockoff. Playfulness, being light, silly, and free. No scoreboard, no outcome, no performance review from your inner critic, just pure aliveness with zero strings attached. And that's probably why I'm being a little loose and free today with the format, because I'm being playful. I'm being fast and loose and easy and free about it all. And then connection. Fun is contagious. It's in shared laughter, ridiculous inside jokes, and moments so dumb they turn sacred. If nobody else is laughing with you, chances are you're not having fun. You're just killing time. And I'm going to tell you, like I say, I'm going to tell you. No, I am going to tell you. We were at a party recently, and it was all sober people. Some of them for their first year. And we're all like socially retarded when we're in getting into recovery, because most of us partied, you know, like we get drunk and hang out with other people and have cocaine and stuff. And nobody really knows what to do when you're at a sober party. It's like some people are like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but it's so much fun because we just relax and we're like, I have no idea what to fucking talk about. Me neither. Okay, well, let's just do some. I mean, if y'all think that doing drugs and drinking and having parties is fun, y'all have not been to a party full of people who are working a really good program. Man, that just the genuine laughter and the genuine connection and all of that. You think that psychedelics connect you to each other? Oh, hell no. It's a pale imitation of true connection that can be had. Absolutely. So let's talk about flow, that trance where hours vanish and you're too absorbed to care about your phone, your bills, or your neighbor's lawnmower. This is where you're basically tripping on life itself, no psychedelics required. Fake fun is doom scrolling, Netflix marathons, and slot machine dopamine hits that leave you emptier than a bag of Funyuns. Y'all like Funyuns? I used to love Funyuns. I used to love that shit. But it turned out them Funyuns, they weren't so fun after all. They weren't so fun for me. It's like they call them empty calories. Remember that? They used to call things empty calories. I haven't heard that phrase in a while. Probably because empty calories are profitable calories. See how sort of cynical I am against anything. Like if you call something an empty calorie, it's kind of like how they no longer call things fried or deep fried. It's crispy. Have y'all noticed that? Crispy chicken. Would you like that crispy? Oh, you mean fried? Would you like crispy catfish nuggets? I'm not a fan of catfish. I'm not a fan of catfish at all. You would think that I would love catfish since I'm from Kentucky, but I'm not a fan of it. I think it is gross. I think catfish is disgusting. I don't like the taste of it at all. And I've tried to like it. I've genuinely tried to like it. We have a little hole in the wall barbecue place that's not too far from us. We go there, but we quit going there because when you leave, you smell like grease. It's like you smell like catfish. And catfish is just one of the many things that they have to offer. You know what? I might tell them that the next time we go there, we might say, hey, we don't, because I know you can do something about that smell and prevent the grease from getting all over the patrons of your restaurant. I need to tell them that. Because see, I just won't complain about it. I'll tell them why we're not coming anymore. Because we used to go there every week. We were only one of 2 gay couples that ever went there. Because when we walk in, heads turn. Because we're like, hey, what's up, y'all? No, we don't do that. We don't do that. But I mean, obviously, we're gay. When we go anywhere, obviously, we're gay. But I want to tell you why fun is the hugest flex. It nukes stress. Cortisol is the sludge in your pipes. It's the stress hormone. Fun flushes it out and replaces it with endorphins and dopamine, the brain's own party favors. It makes you smarter. Your brain literally learns better when it's having fun. That's why games and puzzles stick, while forced, serious studying makes you forget everything the second you close the book. It also bonds people together. Shared fun is like social gorilla glue. Couples who play together, they actually like each other. Friend groups who laugh together, unbreakable. Fun fixes what years of therapy can only politely suggest. Let me talk about this barbecue place that we go to. There's a lot of couples that go there, and it like, you know, you look at older couples, like couples who've been married to like 20, 30 years. Yeah, I know they probably have nothing else to talk about. And they'll just sit in the restaurant with each other, not saying a word, just ears like. And Merrick and I have said, please don't let us end up like one of those couples. We play together. We have fun together. Like I said in the beginning, I try to make everything fun. He never gets tired of it. He never gets, because I've been with people and I've been in relationships where, people get annoyed by me wanting to have fun all the time. They get annoyed at me cracking jokes. They get annoyed at me wanting to make things, fun, but I know it's the ego. The ego hates fun. The ego hates fun. We're going to get into that later. But it makes you resilient. Fun reframes failure as, oops, try again. Not, I am a useless meat sack. That's the secret to bouncing back. Laughter instead of self-loathing. And it gives you a reason to live. Fun plugs you back into being alive instead of endlessly grinding for some goalpost that keeps moving. Psychologists say the opposite of play is depression. No kidding. No kidding. So if you feel sad or depressed or whatever, just pick up a game. Go have fun. Sometimes, when things are disturbing, they want you to call this hotline or go into a psych ward. Why not if somebody is really depressed, why not send them out on a stand-up comedians tour? Like, let's go on a fun tour. Let's fucking go to Opryland or some shit like that. Like, a trip to Disney World would be less than a psych ward stay. I mean, damn, when you think about it, why send somebody to a psych ward when you could just send them to Disneyland? Well, nobody wants to go to Disney World. I get it, spirits. I get it. Hell, buy them a fucking house. I mean, shit. I could have had multiple homes after all the money that was spent on my various psych ward stays. Good Lord. So how the ego screws up fun. The ego doesn't know fun from fungus. It will sell you fake fun every time. numbing out, buying crap you don't need, chasing endless distractions. It's like someone who hands you a saltine cracker and calls it birthday cake. Can you imagine? Happy birthday, bitch. Then you're left wondering why you feel so empty afterward. The ego's fun is always a transaction. True fun is freedom. The ego will take what you love to do and turn it into an addiction so you can't do it anymore. For most of my AI needs, I use ideogram because it's really simple. I think it's actually pronounced ideogram, but we just call it ideogram here at our household. So I want to make a birthday card out of a saltine cracker. So a saltine cracker with a birthday candle on it. And the words. Now, see, when I say that, hey, y'all ain't got nothing to worry about AI. You can make anything with AI. It's fine. God is in control. You're not supposed to be afraid of anything. A truly awakened person is not going to have any fear over anything. So if you're afraid of AI, you're not awakened. Get it? It's that simple. It's that easy. You're not supposed to be afraid of anything. And you're supposed to be able to have fun and relax and chill out and all this fun stuff. And the words, happy birthday, bitch. Wait, we need a comma after that. Want to be grammatically correct. Okay, happy birthday, bitch. And then we'll do it 3, 4. So let's see what we get. All right, let's see what we get. You know, there's some crazy shit on ideogram. Like sometimes you can see that there's some really sick people on here. One time I found a series of pictures of Kim Kardashian sitting on a kid, sitting on an infant. Okay, look, this is not exactly what I was going for, but I appreciate the effort. So we might need a saltine cracker lying flat, candle stuck on. See, it's not as easy as y'all think it is. Okay. A birthday card. So we got to get a little bit more specific here. Features. All right, let's try this one. But back to some of these other things. Like you could see some really crazy shit that people get up to. We've seen people in monster suits eating women. Okay, that's kind of like what I was going for. And that's kind of like what I was going for. I think this is the best one. That's a good one. I'm gonna stick with that one. What do y'all think? Yeah, I'm actually probably gonna make that as a birthday card. So y'all want me to get into making birthday cards and cards? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I gotta stop coming up with creative projects. I gotta stop. But man, I would do a lot. I mean, creating is so much fun. So the ego will screw up fun. The ego will screw up everything. The ego will say, stop having fun. Now, fun is enlightenment in disguise. Fun gets you into the flow. Fun erases self-obsession. Fun bonds you with other humans and drops you right into the present moment. Fun makes you ungovernable because a person who knows how to generate joy is someone the world can't control. So yeah, fun is the most powerful state of being. Not the ego's cheap counterfeit, but real fun, playfulness, connection, flow, the holy trinity of not giving a damn. Stop surviving, start playing. Yes, stop surviving, Start playing. Why don't you want to have fun? Isn't it crazy? It's like there's something supernatural going on. Like I used to hang out with somebody and they just did not want to have fun. Even at my last job, like I worked at a fucking toy store in the mid 2000s, zany brainy. And, I got promoted to be an assistant manager, but I worked with this other manager and she was just a fucking bitch. She was a fucking bitch. And nobody liked working with her. And she just, and I remember, at one point, she said, y'all are having too much fun. And I'm like, bitch, it's in the job description. It's the very first thing. Have fun. Have fun. Man, the ego doesn't want you to have fun. But suffice it to say, Zany Brainy went out of business because they hired a bunch of assistant managers who didn't want people having fun. That's the death knell for any corporation. If you have people that don't have fun, you should have fun at work. My God, my God, my God. But fun is also a spiritual weapon. Which I already talked about. See how fast and loose and easy and playful I'm being today? But anything can be fun if you stop sulking. Here's the part that few want to hear. Everything can be fun if you decide it is. Yes, even the boring soul-sucking stuff. Laundry, taxes, waiting in line at the DMV while a toddler screams like a banshee. The ego loves to file these under miserable chores because the ego thrives on misery. But the awakened truth, you can flip the script. The last time I went to the DMV, and I want to have fun no matter what I'm doing. Like I'll talk to other people. I'm like, hey, what's up? How you doing? And some people just don't like that about me. Wanting to have fun no matter what. So I sling up into the DMV, and it's weird because now they're pushing this real ID shit and I think it's just a way to get a few extra bucks out of somebody because, I was like, but when I got this license in the first place, I had to show you all these documents. I had to bring all this stuff. Y'all should already have this. I mean, I said, hey, look, I know that we're heading towards a surveillance state. So you guys already know all this stuff about me. You're just trying to get a few extra bucks out of everybody. And the worker is like, You're right. And so when it came time to get my license picture, I was like, can I be fun with the license picture? So on my driver's license, it's me going, see, I just want to have some fun. But you could tell if I don't feel good because sometimes I just don't feel good. And that's when I'm not having fun. But man, I remember that DMV trip. That was funny. And then there were some people that just glared at me like, how dare you have fun? This is a serious place. We're all just miserable. Then I ran into an old childhood friend and we were just chatting. And then somebody was like, shh. And I didn't say this, but I said, bitch, this ain't a library. This ain't a library. Good God, man, fun killers. We're going to get to them later. So fun isn't about the task. It's about the attitude. Scrubbing dishes, blast some music, turn the sponge into a microphone and pretend you're headlining a sold out stadium. I do that all the time. I do dance routines and I'm just like dancing all the time. Stuck in traffic. Congratulations. You've just won the opportunity to practice karaoke, audiobook binge, or wave at strangers like a deranged parade float. Even the most arduous job can be a playground when you decide to treat it like one. Like I love cooking. I love making meals. And when I'm in the kitchen, our kitchen is not very big. And so America usually sit off to the side and we'll talk while I cook. And I'm always going, I'm usually just kind of dancing around like, woo, I love it. And that's the stuff that you guys don't see on the Shaman Patrick show, but maybe one day we'll be able to do some episodes based in the real world, but it's just everything is about having fun. So the ego will hiss, this isn't fun. This is suffering. But remember, the ego doesn't know the difference. It calls binge eating a family-sized bag of Doritos fun and insists playing with your own kid is work. Don't take its word for anything. This is something I really want to impress upon you. Why are y'all taking how the ego sees the world so fucking seriously? The ego gets everything wrong. The ego is a wrong thing. You know, some people won't listen to conspiracy theories because they're wrong, but the ego is wrong. It is consistently wrong about everything. The ego gets everything wrong. So when you know that the ego is insane and you truly, truly understand this, you won't fuck with it anymore. You'll just be like, oh, hell no. Do you drink rotten milk? No, of course you don't. Do you smell the milk before you drink it? And you're like, well, I'm not going to drink this milk. It's sour. That's the ego. The ego is the sour milk. Do you eat moldy bread? No, you don't. The ego is the moldy bread. The ego gets everything wrong. The ego gets all of life wrong. So when you truly know this, you won't fuck with it anymore. And so now let's do some promos for our book, The Machinations of Ego. If you're ready to break free from drama, self-sabotage, and performative spirituality, this book will change your life. Also, don't forget, we are getting ready to throw this little bitch on Kickstarter, this Lovecraftian tool to break the spell of thought. Now, I'm going to tell you, we're waiting to put this on Kickstarter until this channel gets to 1,000 subscribers. So I'm going to really try to push it and get it to 1,000 subscribers. And we were also waiting until the book, The Machinations of Ego, hit Amazon. It has not hit Amazon yet. So it's kind of messing with our schedule because we expected it to be on Amazon a month ago. And so we have one big, more promotional push for The Machinations of Ego. And then we're going to move on to the Ender of Minds. But we'll probably move on to the Ender of Minds anyway, because I'm really excited to get that deck into the world because it's a lot of fun. It is a whole hell of a lot of fun. So fun is portable. You could take it anywhere. You're the generator, not the environment. If monks can sit in caves for decades and giggle at their own breath, you can make a trip to the post office feel like a carnival. You can. You can. I remember some friends of mine in Nashville. We had something called the Fun Committee, and I had an entourage. I was in a group in Nashville. I didn't know it was an entourage until I moved away, and then I came back to visit, and somebody said, I tried to talk to you before, but you always had an entourage. I'm like, did I? Did I have an entourage? But we came up with this thing called the Fun Committee, and we would meet every Sunday and drink. And people said, well, why? Like, what do you guys? Well, it's time for a Fun Committee meeting. I don't know, man. It was so much fun before alcoholism ruined all of our lives. Most of my friends are dead now. Even let me see how many members of the Fun Committee are still living. Me. I'm the only one still alive. Damn it. But let's talk about those fun killers now. The fun killers. Where there's fun, there's always some fun killer skulking in the corner. These are the people and inner voices who weaponize seriousness, misery, or control to drain the life out of the room. Their mission, to make sure you never feel light, free, or untouchable. Why? Because fun is power, and they can't stand that you've got it. So if you can make things fun, you have a lot of power. You are very powerful if you can make things fun. But so it's easy to be negative, and negativity will kill fun. So the ego always wants the opposite of what you're doing. So if you're having fun, if you're getting a lot of attention because you can bring fun, narcissistic people, controlling people, abusive people, they will want to shut that fun down. I've told this story before, but it's so funny to me that I was probably in my first, like, 100 days, probably 100 days of sobriety. I was feeling good. I was feeling great. I hadn't drunk or a drop in over 100 days. And my dad picked me up to take me to the grocery store because I couldn't drive because I got a DUI. And he never really wanted to do that. He acted like it was a horrible burden. And he picked me up and I got into his truck in the passenger seat and he looked at me dead ass serious. What's got you so goddamn happy? And that, like, when oh God, I realized so much when he said that. I'm like, man, this guy is miserable. He needs misery. Misery was the way that my dad controlled everybody. So you got to watch out for these fun killers because usually they're just trying to get some control. So here's how they operate. They guilt trip. How could you laugh at a time like this? They shame. You're being childish. They overcomplicate, turning every game into a meeting with rules, metrics, and action items. They compete because, God forbid, someone else enjoy themselves without turning it into a blood sport. They suck the oxygen out of spontaneity by demanding everything be serious business. Sound familiar? The fun killer is basically the ego in human form. Allergic to joy, addicted to control. Now, I'm not very political, but I would watch both sides. I would, like, if I listened to one side, I would have to listen to the other side. And so, if especially over the past several years, to me, it looked like the MAGA people and the Republicans were having the most fun. They seemed to be having the most fun. But the Democrats looked miserable. They spread misery. They were complaining. They were resentful. They had all these grievances. But by and large, the Republicans looked like they were having the most fun. And then I heard this person say, here's the thing about political campaigns. Whoever's having the most fun will win. Because regardless of how you felt about it, there was a lot of MAGA memes. There was a lot of jokes. There was a lot of fun, often at the expense of Trump. And there were a lot of songs, a lot of rap songs and stuff like that. I was going to play some that were really funny, but I'm not. I'm not, because I don't want to get copyright struck. So the fact is that fun wins. Fun wins, but a fun killer, they'll know that the easiest way to win is to make something not fun, throw a tantrum, even call you out and say everything's a joke to you. Everything's a fucking joke to you. And you can say, yes, it is. Everything's a joke. So how do you deal with these fun killers? Don't engage in their misery Olympics. You don't need to outsuffer them to win, and stay playful on purpose. Keep cracking jokes, keep laughing, keep dancing. Your lightness is kryptonite to their heaviness. And I keep a pocket full of dad jokes for when things get really serious. Because, I'll tell people, I'm like, hey, I went to Second City to learn comedy. And they go, oh, really? Well, tell me a joke. And I said, okay, here's one. Why did the pony whisper? Because he was a little hoarse. And then some people just laugh and laugh. Then there's some people who go, I ain't very funny. I hope you didn't pay for that education that you got. If that's what they taught you, you need to ask for your money back. It's like, okay. So set boundaries. If someone cannot stand your fun, that's their homework, not yours. Sometimes the best response is to take your circus elsewhere and expose the absurdity. When they try to drag you into serious mode, call it out with humor. Wow, you must be the president of the fun police. Congratulations on your promotion. Even though I put that in there, use with caution. Use with caution, because usually if you call out the egoist, call out the narcissist, call out that person, I'll just back away slowly. I would just back away slowly. But I put that in there. You use with caution. But here's the hard truth. If you let the fun killers dictate the energy, you hand over your power. Fun is rebellion. Fun is sovereignty. Fun says, I refuse to be governed by your misery. I refuse to be governed by it. You know, I let my family and Merrick's family sort of take control in my first year of sobriety. I can't believe I did that. Hey, don't do it. You may think that you want to bring your family into your new, sober, awakened life. Don't fucking do it. Hey, you can make mistakes like I did, but just leave that shit alone. Just ride off into the sunset with your loved one, with your new purpose, your new awakening, because they will try to, like, if you get sober, if you get out of a dysfunctional family, fucking just be glad and don't try to bring your sister or your brother or anybody else out of it. Just, if you escape, get the fuck out. I'm not even kidding. Just move. Say you had to move for work. Lie to them. Say, oh, I've got to move to Norway suddenly for work. And they're like, for work? Yeah, I got transferred. You go, what do you mean transferred? You're unemployed. I know, it's crazy. Just get the fuck out. Just move to Norway, to Greenland, Alaska. You know, Merrick and I were thinking, God, Alaska would be good because it's far away that you would have to fly there. You couldn't drive there. Like, could we move to a place where none of our family could get to us? Alaska, but still be in America. Alaska, let's go. Let's go. But I don't want to live in Alaska. I don't want to live in Alaska. Too many eldritch horrors in Alaska, if you know what I mean. So here's fun, the secret weapon. Fun isn't fluff. It's a weapon. It's the ace the ego never sees coming. You want to be magnetic? Be fun. People are drawn to fun like moths to a disco ball. It's not looks, money, or status that makes someone irresistible. It's the ability to light up a room and make others feel alive. Like, people were like, how did Pete Davidson get Ariana Grande? He's fun. He's fun. How did a 45-year-old man, poor like myself, get such a beautiful husband? Because I make things fun. I'm a sugar daddy. I got the fun. I'm a sugar daddy for real, because fun is the sugar of life. So fun disarms, humor heals. A single laugh can crack open armor that decades of serious work could never touch. Try being furious while genuinely laughing. It's impossible. Fun short circuits fear, resentment, and shame in ways sermons and self-help books can't. And here's the thing. Fun actually makes the world a better place. Every act of fun adds oxygen back into the collective atmosphere. It repairs connections, diffuses tension, and makes existence less of a grind. Fun isn't an escape from reality, it's the upgrade. So wield it. Treat fun like the nuclear reactor it is. Make things lighter, sillier, more playful than the ego ever dares. The more fun you create, the freer you become, and the more attractive the world looks to everyone around you. Fun is contagious, and when it spreads, it heals. Fun isn't the side dish, it's the main course. And if you're not having it, you're missing the whole point of being alive. And yeah, I'm saying it really plain, really clear and plain. Why? There is no point to life unless you're having fun. I mean, yeah, it's fun to be still. It's fine to be that, but man, some people ask me why I can't sleep in. I'm like, because man, I have too much fun. Life is too much fun. I love having fun. And I need to wash my hair today. I do. I need to wash my hair because I go a few days without washing my hair. That's why it looks greasy today, because it is greasy. Okay, so for this portion of the presentation, we're going to talk about how to make anything fun. Yes, anything. The ego says we should be doing something productive. That's your cue to grab fun by the horns and prove it wrong. Here's how. Add absurdity. Take whatever you're doing and crank the ridiculousness dial. Folding laundry, narrate it like a nature documentary. Here we see the majestic sock pairing off with its long-lost mate after months in the wild. Suddenly, boredom turns into theater. Number 2, play with time. Turn tasks into games. Set a timer and race yourself. How many dishes can you wash in 5 minutes? Can you answer emails before the kettle boils? Fun thrives on self-made challenges. Like, I think it should take you 5 minutes to wash the dishes. For a couple, I think it should take 5 minutes. Merrick likes to take his time with the dishes. I'm like, do you use really hot water? Let's watch, because we don't have a dishwasher. Well, we are the dishwasher. All right, so number 3, soundtrack everything. Music transforms energy. Cleaning your house to Gregorian chant feels like penance. Cleaning to death metal feels like a holy war. Cleaning to disco, pure resurrection. Like, we have speakers all through the house, like Google speakers all through the house, and we can just play music all through the house. I love it. I love it. I love it. And cleaning house to Kylie Minogue is really fun. It is. Like, why not just throw on some music and have some fun? Soundtrack everything. That is number 3. Number 4 is bring in connection. Invite someone to share the pain and the laughter. Phone a friend while you scrub toilets. Swap memes while meal prepping. Even griping can be fun if it's communal. Isn't it weird? Like, I like helping people move. I don't like moving, but I like helping people move. I really don't like cleaning my own house, but I can help somebody clean their house. I love doing things like that. Isn't that strange? I'm a weirdo. I know I'm a weirdo. I'm a fun little weirdo. Here's another thing. Celebrate small wins. Finish that spreadsheet. Victory dance. Send that dreaded email. Pop an imaginary champagne bottle. Treat minor achievements like world records. Number 6, flip the script. When the ego says this is suffering, reframe it. This is training. Every dull task becomes an arena for creativity, resilience, or just plain mischief. Suddenly, it's not punishment, it's practice. Allow yourself to be ridiculous. Fun thrives when you're not scared of looking stupid. Sing out loud, make dumb voices, invent inside jokes with yourself. Ego whispers, don't embarrass yourself. Answer back, watch me. You know, fun is it's the only way to be sometimes. You know, if you are right now worried about the things going on in the world, do you think it's a virtue signal to be worried about what's going on in Gaza or Ukraine or all this stuff? Don't you know that grievances and resentments are not the way to be? You do, like, if you are worried about racism, homophobia, anti-Semitism, any of that shit, those are grievances. Those are resentments. Those are poison to you. You know, I think that, you know, I follow what Jesse Lee Peterson says, that racism can't really exist. People are just fucking evil and hateful. Ignore them. Can you imagine if I lived my life focused on what homophobic people thought? Could you imagine that I made myself a victim of that shit on a daily basis? And here's something, you know, I don't even think that those victim frameworks are real. I've been doing research on patriarchy and all that stuff. I think that was just made up by feminists to push their worldview through. And so, you know, the more you awaken and the more the scales fall from your eyes, you're like, these victim frameworks are the problem. It's kind of like in psychiatry or psychology, taking normal ass human behavior and turning it into a disease, whereas the real diseases get cast by the wayside. You know, there's an approach you can take to all of this shit and make it more fun. But you know, tell the negative Nancy's to fuck off. Tell the Debbie Downers, hey, thank you, but no thanks. Tell the Doomer Dans, like, things are not that bad. Things are not that bad. Play some fucking video games, for God's sakes. Just grab a Switch. You know, a Nintendo Switch is probably the best invention of all. Like, you could play any game that you want on this little device, and it goes into your TV, and it connects to your TV, so you can play on your TV too. I mean, what a concept. Life is about fun. Why aren't you having fun? Why aren't you having fun? You're supposed to be having fun. All right, that's all I've got for you today. And I've got a little fun song made for you, and I'm going to turn it over to the AI song now. Thank you for joining me for this episode of the Shaman Patrick Show. I love you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Mwah.
Oops, I licked a toad, now the sky's on fire. Rainbows dripping down from the church choir. Trees are breathing smoke, clocks are melting slow. My shadow just winked and told me it's time to go. Walls are bending, colors scream. Reality's a broken dream. I asked the mirror who I am. It laughed and said you're just a hologram. Oops, I licked a toad. Lost my mind on the road. Sliding through the starlights with the head about to explode. Oops, I licked a toad. And the world turned neon gold. Now I'm surfing on illusions that I'll never quite control. Voices in the carpet, eyes upon the floor. A spiral staircase leads me through a refrigerator door. My hands are made of static, my heartbeat's beating rain. Every thought I'm thinking turns into a hurricane. I'm falling upward, sideways down, kaleidoscope circus came to town. The moon's a jukebox, playing loud, and God is giggling in the crowd. Oops, I licked a toad. Lost my mind on the road. Sliding through the starlights with the head about to explode. Oops, I licked a toad. And the world turned neon gold. Now I'm surfing on illusions that I'll never quite control. Oops, I licked a toad. Reality erodes. And I don't think I'm ever going home.